Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And today, right here from China, I'll be giving you my first impressions of the brand new King-Song F18. So, let me tell you more about it. Wrong way. And first up, huge thanks to King-Song for sponsoring a portion of this video and a portion of my trip to China. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. All of the footage that you can see here was recorded by a brilliant cameraman, AK. If you're in China, in Shenzhen, hit him up if you want to do some professional footage, including a drone. And also big thanks to Cecilia, who was working at the time, Ziki, at King-Song, for helping me out with a lot of the stuff that was going on here and some additional footage as well. I also met the owner of King-Song, Leo, so cheers to him, cheers to Diana, the CEO. I hope that soon I can release some more content from King-Song, especially the factory. Probably that's something that you guys are interested in, so leave a like at the video and subscribe if you want to see that too. And of course, if you want to get this wheel or any other wheel in Europe, feel free to check out mywheel.com. Use the coupon code WRONGWAY to get a 5% discount. I also do receive kickbacks from those orders. Alright, now, let's get on with the video. Alright, so this will be really my first impressions of the F18, and can you imagine the first impressions are right here on this famous mountain that I've seen so many times in the videos. We are in Dongguan in China, and it's quite surreal to even be here. In any case, I wanted to compare it a little bit to the F22, since this was the first wheel by King-Song that had a bit of a different suspension design, but the F18 is really different from this. Now look guys, I have to stay honest and unbiased on this channel. That's why you like the videos, that's why you watch the reviews. And with that said, I feel like when being there and riding this brand new wheel in this amazing scenery, I feel like I got a little bit carried away with the positivity a little bit. So to stay balanced and also include some more info about this wheel, since I already own a F18 here at home in Poland, I will introduce you to Mr. Angryway to say a little bit of the balanced other side of the coin. Even though it is heavy, 41 kilograms, once you get going, it's quite impressive because it still has the excellent King-Song software, but a lot more power. Excellent software for riding! But if it's not riding, what then? Like this software, awesome! Yes, I like it for jumps and stuff, but look, I have a problem that it won't even turn on, and if it turns on, then it says update, because it bricked when I tried to install new software, because the app didn't work, and then the app crashed. And the Find My doesn't work. And now I can't even turn this little verfluchten Banditen off. See, I have to press it long and then I have to blow out my eardrums. Ah! Ugh! To even turn it off. Excellent software. I love it. Hopefully my neighbors won't come. Oh, and I forgot! After not turning it on for a couple days with the buttons, which I always miss because I, like, which one is on? Whatever. I had to connect a charger to kickstart it. So, if you're somewhere and you forget your charger, you have a brick of a wheel. This wheel is a brick. Like, I don't know, maybe I have a unlucky and very not lucky model, but come on, what is this? This is not a King-Song, this is a freaking peasant song. Oh, I don't know if they will work with me again. And that is also why I recommend buying from a renowned distributor like my e-wheel. If you have any issues, you have warranty on the wheel and they can fix the issues. So you don't buy a dud and you're left with a brick of a wheel. Like the F22, it has 100 millimeters of travel, but we have different suspension, not on each corner like we have here with exposed pistons. We have a D&M system inside, and it's very easy to adjust it. Also, I'll show it to you a little bit later. No, we can wait for Mr. Wrongway for later. But Mr. Angryway can tell you right away that apparently this sometimes is hitting against the tire. So the EUC wants to kill itself because the tire gets wider and this is very close
And you know what their solution is? Increase the compression or preload. Are you serious? I don't know. Just look at King-Song's update, what they will do with this, but I don't know how can they make a wheel that wants to kill itself. Maybe they were just taking notes from Big Ode.
Instead of the one light that is sort of street oriented on the F22, we have 3. So we have those on the bottom, which are meant for off-road. And we have this adjustable light on the front, which is meant for street riding.
Now maybe if King-Song would concentrate on making one working wheel, instead of making a freaking light show at Tannenbaum in front of this apparatus, then we would be better off. But no, we are not. They concentrate on the blink instead of making this thing working well.
Carbon fiber handle compared to this plastic or metal actually handle, and a much more comfortable and locking trolley handle on the top. Here we have just a non-locking one, which is very King-Song-y. This a lot better. Still a King-Song RGB light in the back, so just like here. This comes also with a seat, much wider kickstand, speakers. So in a lot of ways it is similar, I guess, in terms of the main design as when it comes to oil spring suspension to the F22. But when it comes to riding around here, I took this out for a little bit. I don't feel so safe on it. All right, this feels like an old King-Song. This feels like what I'm used to. But the new F18 feels very different, has much more power, and the software feels much more smooth and precise. Like this sounds like an old King-Song, like listen to it. And if you compare it to the F18, the story is totally different. Like listen, nothing. Okay, a little bit maybe of the grunt, but a lot more power reserve. So much torque. Doesn't grunt, just goes. I like this much more for off-road riding. I think for long rides, I think this is still king, and it goes really fast and it's very comfortable for long rides. But in terms of off-roading, this might be the first King-Song wheel where I'm like, oh, this hill is very steep, I want to do it. Because before it just used to be like grunting and pedal, dips. And on this one, it just goes. I'm super surprised how much torque it has, even compared to the F22, which is a little bit of a grunty wheel. This is how it looks like compared to the F22. Quite similar height and footprint, but totally different purposes. So let's talk a little bit more about the F18. There's a lot of new features on this wheel that I wanted to talk about, especially also face wires here in the back. Quick change of the motor, yes please. But 41 kilograms, so quite a bit heavy, but you can also arrange that the software has a little bit more lean to it, and therefore you can steer it a bit easier, but still it feels like a little bit like a Lynx, I guess, but with the, for me, more preferable King-Song software and still plenty of torque. 2600 watt-hour battery, 5000 watt motor, 100 millimeters of suspension travel, and here, very interestingly, we have a quadruple piston design. So we have 2 pistons on each side, so this wheel feels very sort of sturdy to the sides. We don't have the flex that we are used to, for example, on the Sherman S. And there's plenty of improvements that I guess riders asked for. First of all, there is the quick change system of the tire or motor. So you can see here in the back, we have the phase wires, which are just here. I hope everything is, properly sealed. But you can very simply, there's a gasket out here, I guess. You can very simply get access to the phase wires, and then on the side, on the bottom here, there's 2 more screws, 1 and 2. You screw these out, and you can drop the motor right out. And if you want to change the tire, you then need to also just get 6 screws out for the fender, and you're done. So easy to change the tire, crazy. You don't even probably need to remove the phase wires in the first place, just the
sort of motor bolts on the side, and then the mudguard. There's also various tire options for this wheel, and even a 90/100 fits here, or a off-road tire that is like actually off-road, not like a sort of hybrid like we have here. Then with the super big motocross tire, you will need to get the fender off though. Other improvements include the front lights. We have the front lights as we do have them on the, wait, let me turn them on. Here. Are these, oh here. Like on the S22 Pro, but we also have a set of non-blinding lights here on the top, which also change the color to yellow. And then you can just ride it in the street and you don't blind others with these lights. So off-road lights, street lights. You can toggle between having two lights at once, or actually now this is just the low beam. Then you can have the high beam, so this is the yellow light, or you can have both at once, and also the additional off-road lights, which are a lot more blinding, but a lot better for off-road. And I just turn off the main light and I have just the off-road lights, which are also adjustable. So yeah, plenty of lighting options on the King-Song F18. So you can have the best of both worlds. For off-road you use these, and for street you use these, and both of them of course are adjustable. Stock in the box, you get a 10 amp charger, and the charge port is, wait.
Now the stock charger is very big and bulky. It's probably around 1.5 kilos or more, but you get fast charging straight out of the box. So yeah, under 2 hours, I would say 1.5, 2 hours for a full charge, which is amazing. Sadly, you can't dial it down to slow charge the wheel if you actually don't need the fast charging.
Here's the charge port actually on the side. Look at that, 150 volt, same port as the Lynx. And the other port is on the other side, so not that easy, I guess, to connect them with a splitter, but it's possible. Oh, I didn't expect them to be here. Hopefully it doesn't get damaged upon bigger crashes, but I guess it's protected here by the metal casing. A thing I love here is also the trolley handle. So you have this position, it's locked, you go higher, and you have the highest position. And finally, a locking trolley handle by King-Song. Amazing.
It literally took them like 4 models to go back to the solution that they had before, which was good. Like the good trolley handles from the good old days, from the 18XL and other quality wheels. It's good that you have a locking trolley handle now. I'm angry but satisfied.
Not the sturdiest one, but in the middle, so very easy to turn around. And it doesn't flop out by itself when you crash with the wheel. So finally, a great trolley handle by King-Song. There's also a seat available, not currently installed on the wheel. We have also a very flat surface area here for the pads, but I think this will be changed in the future to fit the pads actually completely to the back. Those are fine, but definitely I would put some Grizzly sinks onto this wheel so I can actually control it a lot better.
Fine! He said fine! What in the name of Baden-Württemberg are you thinking? This side piece is an absolute joke! It's as successful as the Audi A2! Like, now I have removed this piece of, I don't know, misery, because when I had it on, then this thing is in the way of the pads. And then you know what? They designed the pads with a hole! So you can just put them here. Now this is not the original one. I gave the original one to a friend because he's riding my wheel because I have a broken bone now. But this can only go here. And if you put it lower, you can't. You can't put your pads where you want to put your pads. Like, what the hell? You are in the unicycle market for so many years. How could you think of putting this here? Like, we just want to put our pads on the wheel. What is wrong with you, King-Song? Why would you do this? Anyway, when you remove this, that's the first thing I thought. I remove this piece of misery out of existence. But then the tail here flops around. You can't even remove this. You have to put another 3D printed accessory to actually use this wheel for performance. My point is, if you would have this as a commuter wheel, no problem. Yeah, you would just ride around. You don't have to have a locked-in heel. But if you want to have a locked-in heel, then you need to remove this. And if you remove this, you have a floppy doodle on the top. What the hell? What the hell? And this is not the end of the problems. Nein, it's not. First of all, This surface could be a bit wider, but okay, I'm expecting too much from someone that wants to make just lights and speakers on the wheel. This wants to make a freaking, I don't know, disco party out of a wheel instead of a real quality product. No, I also have this here on the top. This is very, very firm, I don't know, rubber. And this is an edge here. It's so sharp. It's so annoying to ride this wheel. I can't ride it without any like shin pads because it's just painful. Yeah, I have a high pain tolerance, but King-Song just, you know, grabs me from the back and f***s me over. The ergonomics of this wheel, I got it, I can ride it, and I can ride it normally with the shin pads, and okay, I can just ride it around the city fine, some mild stairs. But if you make a performance wheel, this absolute trash. You cut this in half and then remove this whole garbage piece because it's just meant for garbage. Oh, and the side panels of the NOSFET Aero also suck. Kind of should say about that in the future. And the Eon too. To be fair!
Speakers here in the back. We've got very good sound quality. Kickstand, long enough mudguard. And the pedals are improved as well. Now we can also adjust the angle of them. So here you can see the angle is adjustable. On the bottom, I guess, there is a setting to how steep they can be. And you can also change the height of the pedals. The only thing missing now is that the pedals need some MTB studs instead of the milled-in studs that we have here. That would be a nice improvement in the future. Carbon fiber handles, front and back, very nice placement. If you want to lift up the wheel, it's not that difficult, and it's easy to push it around with the handle here. The display is a bit dimmer now, but if we turn on the light, off the light, you can see the battery percentage, speed, etc., etc. What we are used to. Not too much data here, but at least it's very visible and readable.
Now, I have to say that I wasn't mild in any shape or form of the testing of the F18 here in Dongguan. Sadly, because of the pad placement, I wasn't able to really push the wheel to the limits because my heel just wasn't locked. But what we got to witness is many falls off this wheel, and I was just using this one wheel this day with the carbon fiber handles, with all of the plastics, with, you know, all of the stuff that is stock on this wheel, and well, it took the tumble like a champ. Just take a look. So much so, as I think that even the wheel wanted to take me out at some point. But luckily, ain't no one faster than Mr. Wrong Way. Well, sometimes. At some point, I did manage to go up this insanely steep incline. I think it was 45 degrees and above, but the sandy sort of sandstone texture made it a lot more difficult. But yeah, finally, I made it up the hill.
Whoa! Whoa! All right, so probably you're very curious about how this wheel performs. And for me, the biggest change is that now it has torque. And the torque was something that was missing for me on most or all of the King-Song wheels previously, especially the performance models. And on this one, I can like torque it as much as I want, but it just works. It's so powerful. And the 150 volt system, coupled with this motor and high performance cells, definitely does the job. Now it feels heavy. The pedals are super high, which is great for off-roading, but if you want to have them lower, just get the preload down. I have the preload now on max because I do a lot of drops, but I feel like I need to turn down the software a little bit to 69 Le Mans. So it's not like 100% strong, because otherwise I can't move it. The wheel needs to lean a little bit with me in order to help me move it. I'm still getting used to it, but it's a very capable wheel, and that's something that I didn't expect. And even on this terrain with suboptimal pads, first time on this hill, I could do quite a bit, which I'm very, very happy with. So yeah, I think this is actually the first high performance wheel by King-Song with good suspension that is durable, adjustable. You can adjust the pressure to your weight. You can adjust the rebound, the compression here. So yeah, you can actually do stuff with it. So I'm super excited to do a long-term review with this wheel, but for now I'm quite impressed. So yeah, if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.